This is September 1988, and Mother and I are here in Santa Fe, and we were talking about some of the things that she remembers way back when I had my very first Christmas, and then later on, Christmases during the Depression. So in order to sort of think about these things in a little more organized fashion, let us start out first with my first Christmas and the toys that I had. Would you describe that, Mother? This was in 1926, okay?
Well, you can hardly use the plural because you didn't have many toys.
Well, you said I had three.
I had three, and I can't remember what one of them was.
Well, okay.
Your daddy bought you a Red Riding Hood doll.
Mm-hmm.
You were 9 months old. The doll was a very cheap doll because we didn't have any money. And it was hard. I think the body must have been wooden. And it was dressed in red oilcloth.
And it cost how much?
I don't know, but I think probably $1, which was pretty much a day's work, you know.
People were only making $1 a day,
Yeah.
pretty much in those days.
And I made you a beanbag, and I finally called it a Chinaman because it looked like a Chinaman. But you threw it up again on the stove, and before we could get it off, it had scorched, and it didn't last long after that. So that was the end of those two. The other toy was a little rubber doll I had. When I was 19, I think 19, I had a birthday party, and we called it a kid party. And I gave kiddish prizes for the games we played. And the little rubber doll, which was ugly, I didn't use, but I put it in my hope box and gave it to you.
What was a hope box? I'm not sure everybody knows what a hope box was.
Well, the last Christmas before we were married, Daddy bought me a cedar chest, and we called them hope boxes. And I filled it with things for when we were married. Girls had hope boxes that weren't even engaged or didn't have anybody in particular, but.
And the hope was that you would marry, is that right?
Oh, yes, yeah. But I knew who I was going to marry by the time I got the hope box.
Is that the cedar chest that Janelle has now?
Yes.
I see. That was a big hope box.
Yes. I had a quilt in it that I had made the top when I was 10 years old. My grandmother started me on a little 4-patch. I've had it finished up when after we were engaged, and neighbor lady quilted it and gave it to me as a wedding present. That was her wedding present for me, was setting my quilt together and quilting it.
Well, then after Kenneth died, when I wasn't quite 2, and then Jean was born, describe that Christmas for me, because that would have been the Christmas of 1929, I guess.
Yes, Jean was born in 29.
So what was that Christmas like, 1929? This would have been right after the October crash.
Well, again, no money. And absolutely none. But Grandma Bishop had saved some Eagle stamps, and a book of them was worth $2.50. And we went into Rosenberg's in Granite City because they would redeem them.